Last year's iPad mini with Retina display was one of our favorite tablets of 2013, so we had high expectations for what was to come this year. Well, this is it. It's the new iPad mini 3, and it's a good thing we liked last year's model so much because it's basically unchanged in 2014. Up front, we have the same 7.9-inch Retina display. That's 2048 by 1536 resolution. It's bright and beautiful and IPS, and it works great at all viewing angles, just like before, as you'd expect. It's got the same thin design and rounded edges that we saw before, which you can now see on the iPhone 6. It's thin and light and feels really good in the hand, but with the Air 2 now clocking in at just 6.1 millimeters thick, it doesn't feel quite so thin as it did last year. Performance comes from the A7 chip, just as it did last year, and just like last year, most of the benchmarks that we've run are coming up with the same score as we saw then. That was great performance last year. This year, though, it's not quite so great, especially compared to the new A8X chip that's found in the Air 2. That's definitely proving better performance, and while this thing will still run your games perfectly well, we're worried about upgrades in a couple years down the road. Battery life is just as good as before, and exceeding Apple's 10-hour estimate should be no problem at all. We were easily able to get a full day of use out of the new Mini 3. So if it's all the same, what is new? Well, Touch ID is the big thing. This lets you unlock the iPad and make Apple Pay purchases with just your fingerprint. It's also got the new Apple SIM if you choose to get the cellular model, which means you can activate on any carrier you like on one SIM. And if you really like, you can also get it in gold, which is a new color for the Mini this year. 16 gigabytes will set you back $399 for the base model. 64 gigabytes is going to be $499. 128 gigabytes is $599. If you like the cellular model with LTE, you're going to be spending $130 more for each configuration. That's the same as last year. The Mini 2, however, is now available for $299 for the 16 gigabyte base model or $349 for the 32 gigabyte model. The Mini 3 is still a great tablet, but with last year's iPad mini now $100 more affordable, that's definitely the smarter buy, unless you really need it in gold.